Hey guys, welcome to a new coffee time. Sup. My name is Ryu for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council, and if you're here for the first time, let me break this down for you. If you're not, well, let me remind you. Okay, so we basically do a discussion every week on a Monday. Sometimes not on Monday, sometimes we do more than that. And this is about Dragons of Legend. So pretty much we're going to run down the entire set. So think of this like a set preview and a review and the same thing of a coffee time so we can give you our full thoughts on everything. Well, my full thoughts. So we're going to go card by card. The images are out. Keep in mind, most of these are German, I apologize, because they were the first to spoil it. So let's get ready for some awesomeness. And then we'll basically tell you what we think of the set and if you should go out on Friday or Wednesday if your locals gets here early or Thursday and buy it. Let's go straight to it, shall we? Okay, the first card is Legendary Knight Timaeus. I was really excited when I heard about this set because, hey, it's freaking 10 years ago. We've been waiting to get these legendary dragons. Kind of a little disappointed that it's like this, but hey, I'll take it. Let me also point out, before we go card by card, this card pretty much gives away the other two, in a way. I don't want to say they're fully confirmed yet. I think if this set sells extremely well, or well enough, they'll do a Dragons of Legend 2 and 3. One being the Claw of Hamos, and the other being the one that fuses with the Crush card. I can't remember the name. So, and there's also a reason behind that card why it gives it away. So let's go to the Legendary Knight Timaeus. Great collector's card. Otherwise not going to impact the meta. Not going to do much. We're going to be talking a lot of meta stuff. So it's going to be casual meta talk. So bear with me. Curry Bandits. Oh, I have a lot to say about Curry Bandits. A lot of people think it's like the next great card. And it's, God tier out of the set. If you're not familiar with Curry Bandit, this allows you to look at the top 5 cards of your deck, that word that Sylvan's use that I can't pronunciate, and then you grab a spell card or a trap card from that, the rest go to the graveyard, and then basically it triggers Sylvan effect and helps you set up. His effect is an end phase effect, and when you use Toward Guide, you can't use his effect. I don't feel he's all that good except for right now, because okay, when we look at the decks that are going to use him, Sylvans and Lightsworn are the biggest two. Lightsworn don't have their new support yet. They will in June. This is going to speed them up. Sylvans don't have their new support. It's hard to say if they had their new support, if they would still use Curry Bandit. I think they would, but that's just me. I don't play the deck 24/7, so I couldn't tell you. But then again, I mean, it's basically free setup. But to me, a lot of these cards that we're going to be talking about that will impact the meta kind of open the door and say, hey, OTK me, OTK me. Hate to sound that way, it's true. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is going to get a boost again for a little while because of the fact that if people start playing these cards more, they can just OTK you. Unless you run stuff like Swift Scarecrow or Battlefair to protect yourself, or Trag or Gores with Curry Bandits and the rest of them, and if you mill them, then, well, you're kind of screwed. So, Curry Bandit is an interesting card to say the least. I think it will impact the meta, and if you do pull it, I do think it's overhyped right now, but the price is around $25. Germany. We don't have an American price till next week. Keep that in mind. Probably going to try to squeeze out a stock market video that gives you all the prices on Saturday, Sunday, or next Monday. I'm trying to figure out a date for that. So it'll be like a special thing, just all Dragons of Legend. Pretty much the entire set. Amulet Dragon, Dark Magician, any Dragon, Dragon Mirror Abuse again. If we get that new Spellcaster Exceed that spellbooks can make, prophecies, then they could splash in Dragon's Mirror for shits and giggles and bring this out, because they're not really using that extra deck too much, so this gives them free like 3100 beat stick, and it's just hilarious. Another anime card that I'm excited to see very much, I'm not going to lie, but playability wise, not too far. Again, don't get mad at me, not too far. I mean, you can have a lot of fun with it, I'm not going to lie. There are cards in the set that go, oh my god, I'm going to be playing that in my deck without question. Curry Bandit's a great example of that. It's something that's from the anime, but still can be abused. Alright, Dark Magician Girl of the Dragon Knight. I was super excited to know that this was finally getting printed. And then, when I thought about it, I sat down, I'm like, okay, Dark Magician Girl is level 6. You could bring this out by Dragon's Mirror, because Dark Magician Girl plus Dragon's Mirror, and you can use it in Chaos Dragons if you think about it that way. I have an interesting deck idea for it, so I'm going to definitely give it a go. I do think it does have playability, but if we're talking real impact to the game, no. There's really not going to be one. I'm sorry. I hate to be the downer that has to sit here and say, no, that card, no, no, no. It's a great collector's card, and if you get it, be happy that you got it because it's part of the childhood that you grew up with if you played this game long enough. Pardon me. If not, then, well, go back and watch the old episodes and you'll learn to love it. I have Timaeus. On the show, this was a monster card that can do a lot of freaky things, and I can't remember everything it could do. Bear with me. Right now, it's a spell card that allows you to pull out Timaeus, among other things. I don't feel it's gonna do anything. I mean, it's a great addition for the anime collection. I'm gonna leave it at that. Legends of Heart is the thing I really want to talk about real quick. Is because pay 2,000 life points, tribute 1 warrior, banish up to 3 legendary dragon spell cards with different names from your hand or graveyard. Right now there's only 2. There's only 1. And then basically, if you do special that many legendary knight monsters from your deck to your hand to the graveyard, hand, deck, or graveyard, you can only activate 1 Legend of Heart per turn. This card interests me a lot. I don't think Konami's not going to make another Dragons of Legend set. I think there'll be 2 more. One that'll focus on Kaiba, and then finally Joey. I think that's the way it's going to go. And that kind of excites me as a Blue Eyes player. Kind of saddens me as someone who wants to play Red Eyes. But I'll take it for what it is. And that's also good because there'll be more anime cards that we want, and then they'll get to be released, and then older decks get more support. I like the idea of this set. We don't have Hidden Arsenal no more, and this is a good way to basically give us Hidden Arsenal in a way. But getting back to that one part that says Legendary Dragon Spell cards with different names, I think that basically is an indicator, especially the artwork given, that we're going to basically see Dragons of Legend 2 and 3. I think the card set is safe to say. I think it's pretty safe to say this is going to sell. It's going to sell to 2 player bases. The casual who just want to pick it up, and those who are looking for certain cards in the set. And there's a lot of great cards in the set. I'm not going to lie to you. There is a lot of great stuff. This one in particular, it's something that if you get it, hold on to it for about 2 years if you want to play the Legendary Dragon deck. I do think it's going to be about 2 years before you can fully abuse this card. I mean, you can still use it, but I'm saying when the Claw of Hamos, I can't remember the name, the Hammer of Hamos and the Claw of it's like T or F, someone's going to be like, no! I can't remember, I'm sorry. It's 2:30 in the morning. No, but I think this is something that's going to basically say, hey, we're going to give you more in the future, and that's something to look forward to. I'm really excited over, because I do like this set. Okay, Berserker Soul, great card for Sylvans. Again, they get a lot of stuff, well, not a lot of stuff, just enough to push them even further to basically YCS possible levels. Now, given a 1500 point monster has to do the direct attack, and then you play this, but you can burn up to 4,000 damage, I think someone's going to make an OTK out of this without question. That's one that I do think will have an impact if you're a meta player. I'm just going to quickly jump before Relay Soul. I'm going to jump over to Guardian Yados. That is a reprint in the set. The main reason for the reprint is because of Guardian Dreadsight, which we'll get to in a minute. But Relay Soul is kind of interesting because you special 1 monster card from your hand, and as long as you control that face-up monster, you take no damage. If that monster leaves the field, your opponent wins the duel. I'm kind of wondering what in the world would you do with this? And it's like, I don't know the rulings because this was an anime card if I recall right. I mean, maybe there'll be some kind of deck that goes, okay, I special monster from hand, and then I creature swap it. I destroy it, and then I win a duel because the effect applies to you. I don't think it's going to work that way, but we'll have to wait and see. I definitely think there's going to be something with Relay Soul. It interests me. I don't want to call it bad right now. Outside of a random OTK or some kind of deck, I don't see it being played. I think it's hilarious. Regardless, I think it's hilarious and it's something interesting to see and see what it does. But moving on, we have Guardian Dread Sight, which pretty much retains most of its anime effect, where Guardian Yados has to die, which is kind of hard thing to do to get Guardian Yados on the field. I mean, if it was a little bit easier to get her on the field, it'd be better, but what are you going to do? Celestial Sword Yados also accounts as a Noble Arms card. So it kind of, that makes me wonder if there's a possibility, maybe a way to do a Guardian Yados Noble Knight deck. And as crazy as that sounds, like, where you're out of your mind, I think I can make it work. So something telling me I can make it work. I'll figure it out. But honestly, it interests me that it counts as a Noble Arms card, even though it only gets 500. But it's a Noble Arms card, so that's kind of interesting. So maybe Noble Knights will just throw it in. I don't really know. Then we have Dread Sight, which goes with the Guardian Dread Sight. Not really special there. Guardian Treasure, you have to discard send 5 cards from your hands. I think it's discard. And then you draw an extra card every single turn. Don't run this. It'll be MST bait for days. Unless MST somehow got banned and Dust Tornado somehow got banned. Then it can be played without question, consistently, but otherwise, no. The other card that interests me a lot, and interests a lot of you, is Soul Charge. Because basically it is a monster reborn by paying light points. Now the average person will tell you, oh my god, that's broken. And I would have to agree with them on Soul Charge that it's busted, just in case. I don't know where I cut the video. So Soul Charge, honestly, let me give you some examples why it's just so dumb. Love Fire Blossom plus Soul Charge equals Quasar. Soul Charge plus Infernies equals Madness. And you gotta love it. I mean, Soul Charge allows you to play Summoner Monk a little bit more consistently because of the fact that, well, okay, dead Soul Charge, discard to the graveyard, get free for a level 4 monster, let's do things. I don't really care for Soul Charge outside of those decks. A lot of people are going to be playing in Zombies and Lightsworn and like everything you can throw it in, that and Curry Bandit. I don't see myself doing that. I'm sorry. I'm going to be the guy that says I don't see myself doing that because of the fact that it's a big cost and not every deck's going to be able to pay that cost. And we still have cards like Call the Haunted. Yeah, you have to wait 1 turn. Big deal. Soul Charge, you have to give up light points. Now, if your opponent is playing Upstart Goblin on you, oh, you love your opponent because guess what? Soul Charge. Now, keep in mind that you lose your battle phase. That's kind of the reason why I think it's a little overhyped, but yeah, I do think it's going to affect the meta and it's going to affect it hard. I think everyone who's going to be topping is going to be basically playing 3. Do I see decks like Dark Worlds playing this? Not really. Because of the fact that, well, they can do it without Soul Charge. Do I see decks like Fire Kings running it? Yeah, without question. Infernies, without question. Lavalos, that's the big one, without question. Sylvans, I could sort of see it running. It depends. It's got to be tested. Chaos Dragons, I personally wouldn't run it, but that's me. And I'm talking about the Chaos Dragons I run. Just so that's clear. I mean, it's going to give you a big push. This is really good for like stuff like Dragon Rulers. And no, I won't be running it in Blue Eyes. For those who are going to X, I don't plan to. Because the light points are just, it's not worth it. That's me being me. It's not worth it. I mean, if you feel inclined that your deck needs a giant monster reborn by paying life points, be my guest. I mean, a lot of people say life points are irrelevant, but that's what leads to OTKs faster. I think that's something to keep in the back of your mind. But I'll lead you to make your own decision on Soul Charge. I already made mine. Certain decks I'll run it, certain decks I won't, so that way I get the best of both worlds. Okay, then we have the Philosopher's Stone. Someone called Full Metal Alchemist. Like, I could just hear it in the back of my head. Okay. Needs Wing Karibo to really be activated. I see it being used in Shadows because they can use Wing Karibo because they need the light. I'm not saying they should use Wing Karibo. I'm just saying they could splash it in for shits and giggles. So, not bad, not great. Okay, Flash Fusion. No picture. Can't really give you detail about that. Sorry. Battle Fusion. I believe this is something about it. Okay, I remember it now. Sorry, I have it right in front of me. I'm being stupid. I have Instant Fusion right in front of me. Let's talk about Instant Fusion. Is it Instant Fusion? Flash Fusion. Okay. Don't have Flash Fusion in front of me. Where's Instant Fusion? That must be Instant Fusion. Must have changed it to Flash Fusion. Okay. Fusion. Summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials. Destroy it during the end phase. It's a quick spell and it's pretty lousy in the form that you can make an App Zero dies either way, and then blows up the field because your opponent's not going to want to attack into it, but they're kind of forced to. That's where I see this being used. I don't really see it being used, like, if it was used, I don't see it being used in the normal way that we use polymerization or miracle fusion or anything like that. I see it being used on the opponent's turn to do something like App Zero and then mass change or something along those lines. You know, just, it's a combo piece. It's okay. It's not great. It's okay. Then we go to Battle Fusion. I actually like this card. When an attack is declared involving a fusion monster you control to an opponent's monster, your monster gains attack equal to the attack of the opponent's monster until the end of the damage step. You can only activate one Battle Fusion per turn. Shadows, Heroes, and Random Fusion decks love this card because basically it gives them their own honest constantly. I mean, I get it's just I'm thinking about all the fun ways to troll with this, and I will be using it in hero decks, just for poops and giggles because they do like okay. When I say hero decks, I'm talking like Fusion Gate heroes or evil heroes that need that boost. Attack is declared involving a fusion monster you control and your opponent's monster. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it doesn't matter who's attacking, and then you gain the honest effect, and it's like, hello, you'll take the damage equal to your monster, and I kill your monster, and now you have no monster. I like this card a lot. I think this is something that will be not used right away, but should be. Should be seen for certain decks, like, I'm just off the top of my head, this is a tech card for more like Fusion Gates, or Shadows, which are coming up in the Duelist Advent in August, and I think it's something that will get basically passed along until someone goes, look at my Battle Fusion OTK. I think it'll happen sooner or later, honestly, but it's pretty balanced on its own, so can't complain there. All right, Final Fusion. This is like two fusion monsters attack, and then blah 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 blah, and then, it's from the anime. It pretty much kept the anime effect. It's okay. It's okay. It's not going to be really used. Not done that way. Parapsychroid. For those who care about this, you already know. For those of you who don't, it's just like two different psychroid monsters, and it's like, meh. It's not going to do anything. That's not that way. This card is pretty interesting. I'm still thinking about it, like, what to actually say about this card, because, well, let's read off the effect and understand why Ryu doesn't even understand what to do with it. I feel like this should have been a field card. You target one beast monster in your graveyard. Special summon that target. If you do, all monsters your opponent controls currently lose 200 for each beast, plant, winged beast type monsters you control in your graveyard. You can only activate one Rock Sunrise per turn. I feel like this is good for that raccoon deck. Oh, that raccoon deck. Picture a raccoon just flying by. I mean, beasts are getting a little more. This pretty much is a monster reborn. There's no setback to it. The only thing is you can only activate once per turn. If you're running some kind of beast deck, and yes, that counts raccoons, I highly advise that you run this card. Free monster reborn, better than soul charge for your deck when it comes to beasts. The only thing that I feel that I can't fully comprehend is that the opponent's monsters will lose 200 attack for each beast, plant, and wing beast. It's the plant and wing beast that kind of confuses me, because it's like this card was screaming, hey, here's me in Black Wings, and then Konami's like, nope, we're not allowing it, nope. It's a really good card for beast decks. If you're running a beast deck, you should be running this. If you're not running this, well, then the set's not released yet, obviously. But that's something for you to think about if you're running a beast deck. Moving on. Okay, I know this comes from GX, if I'm not mistaken. It comes from Alexis. That's the dubbed name. I don't remember the Japanese name. I didn't really like GX. Shoot me, I said it. This is double phase. When your opponent attacks a face-up attack position monster you control, make that a direct attack instead. And you're like, okay, instant bad. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the attack target you control. In addition, the monster you control can attack your opponent directly next turn. Double Magic Cylinder seems pretty good. A little bit situational, but pretty good. Chain Burn if they're running more monsters, without question. This actually gives Chain Burn support. Outside of that, I don't really see it being used, but a lot of these I don't really see being used outside of things. But hey, it's a cool card. I'm not gonna lie, I really like it. It's something that you control your opponent with, because basically, all right, per example, I don't know, I have like the Benkai OTK is a good example of this. Summon Benkai out, just leave him at 500. They go to make the attack. You play this, and then during your next turn, you just equip him with everything and get the direct attack for game. Seems legit because they took damage from their monster. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I may have given someone a little bit of inspiration for Benkai OTK. That's my thought on it. Thoughts on it. This is the card I am so psyched about. And it disappoints me when people are like, no, you can't do it that way. I know it's a dinosaur, and I kind of wish it was a dragon. Part of me kind of wished it said level 8 or higher dragons. Okay, now that that's clear. Fossil dig makes this consistently. I love this card. Dragon Shrine's a thing, so it puts the dragon in the graveyard for you. If this card battles a fire monster during the damage calculation, this card gains 1,000 attack during damage calculation only. You can banish this card from your graveyard and special 1 level 7 or lower dragon normal from your hand or deck in face-up defense position. You can only use this effect once per turn. Let me say this much. Red Eyes Black Dragon, Heretics, which no one is mentioning about this card. And I get it's a dinosaur, but still, it allows you to get a free dragon to board. I don't get what's not good about that. Free dragon to board. Okay, it's a dinosaur. Big deal. You just wait to draw it, and it'll be live. Because hand or deck. And that's not too hard to really do. Because remember, deck also. It puts in defense position, so pretty much you're going to be using it for synchroing, and you're going to be using it for exceeding, and you're going to be using it for that Red Eyes Darkness Dragon that no one ever plays but Ryu plays to make a dedicated deck, and yes, it will happen. Probably not in that way, but sooner or later. Honestly, Carbogeddon, I believe that's the proper name, is a very interesting card that I will immediately scoop 3, even if it's for shits and giggles, to play with a dragon deck. It's something that interests me because there's so much untapped potential with this card that it's kind of one of those sleeper hit cards that goes, oh, it's a dinosaur, it ain't gonna work. And then you just eventually get to the point where it's so freaking good that it becomes a Pseudo Maiden. I like this card a lot. I really do. Now, as per its effect, game-wise, not really gonna be existent. Not gonna lie, there's too many bigger things that are really getting a boost. Mathematician. Oh, I love this card. You're going to start hearing me saying a lot more. Mathematician has to be one of my favorites. You get to choose what you want to send to the graveyard. It's an Armageddon Knight without having to send a dark. Besides being an Armageddon Knight that has to send a dark, when he dies, he replaces himself with a brand new card to your hand. What's not to like about Mathematician? Oh, did I forget to mention that he's a crane target? There's that. Did I forget to mention if you have TG Striker, you could bring out Notoria Beast and still send a card to the graveyard? It seems legit. I love this card. I think Mathematician is great. There's a lot of decks that are going to abuse Mathematician without question. It's like, I summon Mathematician, I send this to the graveyard, and I go plus. There was one combo. Oh, there it is. I remember now. Okay. Summon Mathematician. You can't do this yet, but when we get Felice, you can do it. Summon Mathematician, drop Felice in some Black Rose. Yeah, I like the one card Black Rose that I don't have to summon Debris and worry about getting Effect Veiled. Because if this gets Effect Veiled, it dies and I replace the card in my hand. Next card, and meta-wise, it's going to be used. No question. I don't know where. Maybe Bujin. They could use it to get their dumps faster. To get to the Yamato faster. It's 2 cards from deck for 1. So, too good. Ra's Discipline, not a bad anime card. I believe when he's normal summon. Why am I even saying when I believe? Let me just go pull it open for you. Okay. Being accurate is important. When this card is summoned, you can special up to 2 Ra's Discipline from your hand or deck. Cannot be tributed except for the tribute summoned Obelisk, Slifer, or Ring Dragon Raw. It cannot special monsters except Ra's it cannot special summon monsters except Ra's discipline. Okay, kind of a little bit confusing on that one part. It's like, I guess, mathematician it to the graveyard, call the haunted back, special the 2, tribute for obelisk seems legit. Seems about right. Not a bad card. It's it's good. I want to make a Egyptian God card deck. It's one step further. I like it. This is the one card that I feel is not getting enough attention. Is Mound of the Bound Creator. Level 10 or higher monsters on the field cannot be targeted or destroyed by card effects. Malefics. Malefics. I repeat, Malefics. If a level 10 or monster on the field destroys opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, the player who controls the destroyed monster takes 1,000. When this card is on the field, is destroyed by a card effect and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 divine monster from your deck or hand to your hand. Sorry. Okay. Sorry about that. Gotta get that out. Alright. Obelisk.deck. Winged Dragon Rod.deck. Slifer.deck. Now that that's out of the way. Malefic skill drain. Not only can it not be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and if you have Malefic Star up, it locks the field down. It protects the field protects it, creating pretty much a lock that anything that doesn't have 25 or higher can't get over. And if they do have 25 or higher over, you play your defense traps. This card is extremely good for Malefics. If you are a dedicated Malefic player, pick up 3 of these, throw them in your deck, and thank me later. I'm not going to lie. It is really good. Now, the only one downside is that, okay, I take that back about Stardust being able to protect a Malefic. It has to be level 10 or higher, so it protects the cyber end, but hey, that's still really good. I mean, you can't hate on it. And it does burn damage and gets you a guide card. Too good. I like this card a lot. Meta-wise, no effects, because it depends on Malefics in general. Okay, this is the next card, is Shooting Star. If a Stardust monster on the field... If there's a Stardust monster on the field, target 1 card on the field, destroy that target. I like it. Has to be a Stardust on the field. If Dragoonies were still a deck, this would help them a lot. I mean, like, if they were really competitive-wise, and you wanted to make a Stardust Assault Mode deck, this would be really interesting. Because it says a Stardust monster, not just Stardust in general, Stardust Dragon, just a Stardust monster. So pretty interesting. Won't do nothing to the meta, though, not so that way. Okay, we have like 4 Blackwings, and I'm super excited because if anyone knows me, I play Blackwings, but most people know me for playing Blue Eyes, and that's fair enough. Okay, we have 5 Blackwing cards. I'm a dum-dum. Alright, we're going to start with Orochi the Squirrel. If you control a Blackwing monster, except this, you can special this card from your hand. You can only special 1 of these per turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, sync with material, target 1 monster on the field, change its battle position. Definitely run it 1 to 2 if you're playing Blackwings. It's a great option. It helps you make level 5s, and it also curb stomps that monster that's been a pest in your side. It allows you to put it in defense mode and basically jump over it. You cannot hate this card. You have to love this. Honestly, you do. It's really good. And Blizzard can also search it out because of that 400 attack stat. So definitely 1 to 2. I give you Steen the Cloaked. I love this guy too. Definitely run 1. If this face-up card leaves the field, you can special 1 Steam token. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute 1 monster, draw a token, and special this card from your graveyard. You can only use the effect of Steam the Cloak once per duel. That's fine enough. If this card is special this way, it is used as Synchro Material monster. All other Synchro Material monsters must be Blackwings. There is now a way to make rank 7s in Blackwings, and also a possibility of a way to make Quasar much easier. I love this card because of that. I'm still working on the combo videos for you guys. You know I'm good on that. And scraps come first, then the combo video that I just mentioned after I get the cards for Blackwings. There is a lot of interesting things that Blackwings are getting in this set, and they're definitely going to rise up. I don't know if they're going to make top 16, or they're going to make meta, or they're going to just win a YCS. I cannot tell you, because of the fact that they're unpredictable. Everyone knows how to deal with them, and They're pretty easier side guns. So it's kind of one of those things that it may just be a rogue deck at best. And I'd be fine with that because I just am happy to have new support. Then we have Blackwing Hurricane the Tornado, and my god, this Blackwing has taken steroids because any Blackwing monster can search it out. Once per turn, you can target one synchro on the field. This card's attack becomes the same attack as a current attack until the end phase of this turn. I hate to say this, it is a bad version of what's his name, Copycat, but it gets the tuner, the tuner ability. It's dark, blah blah blah. Honestly, I don't like it. I don't care if it could be searched out by Black Whirlwind. All you're getting is until the end phase. I don't like it one bit. I don't think it's going to be used. I don't think it's going to be the next tech card in the deck. I think it's going to be a throwaway, not done that way. That's how I feel about this card. Because it's just not good enough to be ran. But this card is Black Sonic. If you missed the news videos, it's fine. When your opponent's monster declares an attack on Blackwing monster you control, banish all face-up attack position monsters your opponents control. Deprison Mirror Force? Seems legit. If you control exactly 3 Blackwing monsters and no other monsters, you can activate this card from your hand. I love this card. I really do. It makes the artifact matchup that Blackwing seem to have trouble with easier. It also helps against Madolches. Not that it's going to stop Madolches completely, but it helps. Keep it in hand, have 3 Blackwings, seems legit. If you ever played against Blackwings, you really don't want to be attacking into them, and you want to basically stop their trap cards and their colutes. But, again, it's kind of one of those that most people know how to deal with Blackwings, so it's kind of hard to say they'll be tier 1. This should be ran in 3s, no question. Ran in 3s, no question. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to find that out. 3, no question. Great card. Going to be worth something. Not sound that way to a lot of Blackwing players. Blackwing Revenge. If a face-up winged beast monster you control is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special 2 Blackwing tokens to your field. Remember when I said you can go Quasar? This is how I think it's a little bit easier to do it. I'm not saying you should, but they're level 2 tokens, so that makes it a little bit harder. But honestly, this again is kind of one of those Blackwing cards. It's just like, we're not really going to use it, we're not really going to need it. So, forego it, not done that way, because it's not going to affect anything. So, quick recap on the Blackwings. 1 or 2, 1 and 3. So for playing Blackwings, that's what you're looking for. Shadow Impulse is pretty cool because basically Colossal Fighter ram into something that has 2800. Play this card, get free Scrap Dragon, get free Crimson Blader. Laugh your head off for an hour. Okay, Assault Dog, basically when it's destroyed a battle, you get 2 more Assault Dogs. It makes a quick rank 4. Look at that puppy with the machine guns. I don't really care for it. It's not going to do anything to the meta. Not done that way. This is Gate Blocker. Again, one of those anime cards that really ain't going to do much. Negate the effects of your opponent's field cards. Your opponent cannot place counters on this card, and your opponent cannot target other monsters you control for card effects. Not that great. I mean, I'm sorry, it's just not that great because it's maybe down the line, but right now, no. Because we can't set monsters face up, and that's going to be the main reason why this card just not going to see any play at all. That's in that way. Okay, wiretap. I am in freaking love, and if you don't get why, kind of shaking my head, I'm not going to lie. Okay, I get that your opponent can redraw the trap card. That's not why everyone's telling you to run it. Artifacts trap card, when it's destroyed by 7 tools, they get to destroy something on the field. You don't want that happening. Wiretap is a great stun card, because when a trap card is activated, negate the activation. If you do, shuffle that card into the deck. Oh, did I forget to mention there's no cost? It only has to be a trap card, which 7 tools needs a trap card, and you pay a cost. 7 tools is now outdated. If you're running 7 tools and you don't want to run trap stun, 3 wiretap, or whatever you're running 7 tools wise, you run wiretap. Great card. Without question, great card. Great job on Konami for printing that. Not gonna lie, great job. They get noticed. They get kind of a thumbs down here when we see these locomotive cards that, again, won't do nothing. They're just from the Zexal anime, so people who wanted these for locomotive cards will basically know it. People who don't know about the locomotive cards, you're pretty much not going to want to be interested in it because there's really nothing there special. Okay, the rank up cards are pretty interesting. I'm not going to just do that and then like leave you on it because we're on card 40. We're going to go through everything. I'm just giving you quick little, things about it. I don't believe we have number 5 yet. If we don't have number 5 yet, then sooner or later we'll have number 5, but it can be brought out by other means. So, that's something to keep in mind there. And 106 over here, I'm just jumping through before I go card by card by card to finish this. 106 can be brought out without the giant hand. Just want to make that clear because a lot of people don't get it. Number 73, great for artifacts because it gives them an extra rank 5 to go into. Do it? No, I'm an idiot. It doesn't. Sorry. It's 2 level 5 water monsters. I officially don't really care for this guy. I'm sorry. There's really not easy enough way to do it yet. Just saying. Once per turn during either player's turn, you can detach 1 XP from this card, double this card's attack until your opponent's end phase, but any battle damage your opponent takes, attacks involving this card are half of the rest of the turn. If you care about numbers, you'll be picking that up. If not, it's not really going to be doing anything because there's really no deck, and Mermels don't count because they don't have the level 5s. Just saying. Moving on. Lord Zed, is that you? If you got the Power Rangers joke, you're like in your 20s. Excuse me. This can be brought out by 3 level 6 monsters. It is the chaos form of the guy that we just finished talking about. If a monster you control battles an opponent's monster during the damage calculation either player's turn, you can detach 1 XP from this card. Once per battle, your battling monster gains attack, basically on its effect, during damage calculation only. If this has number 73 as exceed, it gains the following effect. This card cannot be destroyed or by card effects. Not bad. I don't really like giving up 3 level 6 monsters for an exceed, but hey, 3,000 stat power, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good option. Okay, moving on. Rank up Quick Chaos. Just want to make sure I said that right. It is a quick spell card. Target 1 number monster you control, except a C number monster. Special from your extra deck, 1 C number monster with the same name as the target, but 1 rank higher. By using the Exceed monster, this is a special summon tree. As Exceed summon Exceed materials attached also become that. It's a quick spell, so I definitely like it better. You can do this on your opponent's turn, but then again, what are you really going to be waiting till your opponent's turn to be ranking up? I mean, this is kind of like, hey, look, Formula Synchron status, for Exceeds when it comes to ranking up. I mean, it's not a bad option, but people who are going to be playing this will know better than I will. I mean, probably the only thing I could really think of is possibly gimmick puppets, but even then, I think they would want to do it before, not after. Not on the opponent's turn. I can't really see a main use for it right now. I really can't. Okay. This is number 5, Chaos Chimera Dragon. I don't believe we have Chaos Chimera or just Chimera Dragon yet. I don't believe we have it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it's a lie. 3 or more level 6 monsters. This card gains 1,000 attack for each Exceed material attached to it. If this card attacks at the damage step, you can detach 1 Exceed from this card. This card can attack your opponent's monster once again. At the end of battle phase, you pay half your life points and target 2 cards in either player's graveyard. Place 1 of them top of the deck, and if you do, attach the other as Exceed. Has 0 attack. It gains 1,000 for each Exceed attached to it. So pretty much going to basically come out at 3,000 right now, because that's really the only way to bring it out currently, unless there is something I'm missing, which I think there is, but Atum's not dark, so I don't think there is. But again, we haven't gotten number 5 yet, so if you're after this, you're after this. If not, you don't really care about it. Okay, rank up Emitter, I can't pronounce it. Of the thousands, target. Nice save there. Target 1 or more Exceed monsters in each graveyard of the same rank. Special from your extra deck, 1 C or Chaos Exceed monster that is 1 rank higher than those monsters, and attach those monsters to it as Exceed materials. You cannot special summon other monsters during the turn you activate this card. You can only activate 1 rank up of the thousands per turn. I feel that this is interesting. I can't really see a normal use for it, because you would have to get the Exceeds in the graveyard, maybe a Dark Hole, and then follow it up with, I don't know, 101 Abuse. That's the best use I could see of it. Maybe someone else can answer that, but I really can't. I don't see it really doing much. Let's get hands-on with these guys. Magic Hand. When your opponent... the puns are so bad. When your opponent adds a card from their deck to their hand, except by drawing them, except during the damage up, you can send those cards to the graveyard. I should have said those cards. It says that card, and then when it has to the graveyard. And if you do, inflict 800 damage to your opponents. The effect of this can only be used once while this card is face up on the field. It has to be face up on the field. It has low stats. Has to be face up on the field. Not very good. I wouldn't run it in a hands deck. I run the fire hands. The fire hand's too good. When this card in your possession is destroyed by the opponent's card effect, either by battle card effect, and sent to the graveyard, you can target one monster they control, destroy that target, then special one ice hand from your deck. Honestly, I think someone's going to be playing this deck because it's interesting. It's very a hands-on approach. I'm not gonna bother saying that no more. When this card in your possession is destroyed by the opponent's card effect, either by battle card effect, sets to the graveyard, you can target one spell or trap they control and destroy it, and then special the fire. They are battle recruiters, and they are great. If you get these, I would tell you keep them in your hands. I'm totally gonna stop. This is Prominence Hands. If you control a Magic Hand, Fire Hand, or Ice Hand, you can special this card from your hand because, well, it helps you go with more hands-on to Exceeds. Oh god, I'm so bad tonight with that. I apologize. It's also a fire, so you can use it in the Fire and Ice Dragon deck that everyone's hyping. That's a thing. I mean, it's okay. It's not great. The other Ice and Fire are the best two out of the four. Okay, then we go to 106, Giant Red Hands. Through level 5 monsters, if this card has a number as an Exceed, it gains the following effects. Keep in mind, Rock plus rank 3 and Astral Force equals this. That giant shoulder of steel just got useful. Just saying. Once per turn during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated on the field, detach one Exceed from this card, and if you do, negate the activation of all face-up cards currently on the field until the end phase of this turn. If you're a number hunter, you're after it. I prefer the other giant hand that you have to win at YCS. Just saying. We did skip one, so here she is, Lilybot. When this card is normal summon or flipped, you can target one Orbital 7 in your graveyard, special it. Hey, guess what? Orbital 7 just got its own wolf bark. Yeah. Once per turn, you contribute any number of machine types, special the same number of photon or galaxy monsters from your hands. Someone's going to make an Orbital 7 deck for poops and giggles, and this will be ran because it's a wolf bark. Sort of like a wolf bark. Because when it's normal summon flipped, you target one Orbital 7 and you get it. Okay, final card of the entire set. My throat hurts. Rising Sun / Feel that Rising Sun of Utopia. You can only equip it to Utopia. It cannot be destroyed by card effects. Each time an attack is negated, place one Rising counter on this card. The equipped monster gains 500 for each counter on this card. If the equipped monster you control would detach its Exceed to activate its effect, you can treat this as one of those Exceeds. Not bad, not that great. Let me know what you guys think down below about Dragons of Legend as a full set. I think it's a great set. I think it's going to sell well, and there's tons of cards for everyone to enjoy, regardless of the deck you're playing. You will find something in this deck for you to, well, either collect or find or trade for or use in your deck, whatever it is. Give the set a look, and thank you guys for watching. If you like what you saw, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe for more, and this set is awesome, I'm not going to lie. Not as good as Gold Series, but it's pretty up there. So I'll catch you next video. I'm ready for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Council. Peace.